Welcome in, everybody, as we get ready for more basketball action between Mount Union and the University of Redlands. It should be University of Mount Union versus the University of Redlands. I'm Dave McHugh, Pat Coleman alongside. If you didn't hear them in the lineups, quick look at your starters. There for both teams. For Mount Union will be Farrington, Parker, Hudson, Steele, and Talbot Jr. For Redlands, it'll be Amati, Curry, Ferguson, Boston, and Lewyak. As the Purple Raiders will be the designated away team in this game. Redlands, a designated home team in the home whites. Purple Raiders will be in the purple, appropriately enough, for this one.
Appropriately enough. That almost works.
And almost.
Yeah.
As we get ready to start things off in game number 4 on the day, in the second men's game on the docket. Thanks for joining us, as we're only a few minutes behind schedule, which is a good sign. Here at the 14th annual D3Hoops.com Classic, and Mount Union wins the tip. Mount Union going right to left across the computer monitor, a quick feed inside and swatted away. Wyatt gets a hand on that one.
And of course, yesterday, Dave, we kind of slow rolled this because Christian Parker needed 20 points for 2,000 in his career. He got 13 of them, so today he needs 7. A little more likely. Gets
a rebound there as he works his way to 1,000 in that category.
Yep.
As a foul will be called on the drive by Talbot Jr.
Calls on the Bulldogs, number 1, Chosen Amati. That is his first, the team's first.
Amati picks up the foul.
At the line for the Purple Raiders, number 10, Jamar Talbot Jr.
Chatting with the Mount Union coaches before the game, we have not yet to talk about on this broadcast about the way that game went down, right? 10 of 22 from the foul line as the game wound down. And, of course, 2 misses with 0.3 seconds to play. Basically not really seeing a performance from this team so poorly in those clutch situations. And, maybe it's good for these guys to have a quick turnaround. You don't have a chance to hang your head about it too much. You got to come right back out and play the next day.
Well, missed 2 free throws out at the gate as Talbot Jr. misses both.
He missed a couple of them down the stretch.
Yeah, Steele was the one who was on the line who had a chance to tie or win it.
Yep.
And missed both with 3/10 of a second on the clock. Just after Ramapo hit 2 free throws in the same sequence with 7 seconds on the clock to eventually take the lead. This ball deflects out of bounds. It'll be Redlands' ball with 6 seconds on the shot clock.
Think about the pace at which this game is likely to be played, Dave. 2 of the top 10 percentile teams in Division III in scoring. Redlands 91 a game. Mount Union 85.4. It's going to be fast and furious. Hopefully the camera operator up top is awake.
That shot left short. And a battle at ones. Amati
needs some help.
Battling.
Someone's going to come to him.
Finally, we're going to get a jump ball, and that will go to Redlands. Sorry, held ball, and there is no jump ball.
Yeah, basically, Chosen Amati is right there on the floor, and he's got 3 Purple Raiders and 2 of his teammates around him. And how do you give up the ball in that situation?
Hi, guys. Can you someone help?
Maybe you don't take the timeout this early in the game to preserve a possession. It's literally nothing.
Drive off glass, no good for Amati. And the Purple Raiders get the rebound and then throw it away. Different pages there as Steele trying to figure out things with Hudson, but eventually says, yeah, that was my fault. Hudson wasn't moving. And Steele thought with the defender coming that Hudson would see him and start flashing up court, and it didn't happen. So Curry will bring it across the timeline, the Manteca, California native. Hands it off, and we'll get a travel because getting a little too quick on his feet was Chase Boston, the Bakersfield, California native. Got started a little too quick before putting the ball down, and so we're still knotted here at 0-0 in this early soccer affair.
I was going to say, I thought this was football. That's what my brain is saying.
No, it's not, though. This Purple Raider team will be in front of you, sir.
I look forward
that ball's
to.
Tipped out of bounds at midcourt, still coming up. I still can't believe we got a title game a week away.
Dave, usually at the end of this tournament, it's like we say our next broadcast will be the Division III Men's Basketball National Championship game. But instead, it will be the football championship game coming up, of course, on Sunday, January 5 in Houston, Texas. Pat Coleman along with Keith McMillan on the call.
Marcus Steele gets it to Parker. Parker flings it across far side. Talbert's got it. Puts it up from the elbow after dribbling there and misses that. Parker fights for the rebound with one hand. Gets it, puts up a floater, high off glass, no good. Gets another rebound, high off the backboard, doesn't get it to fall. We're still tied at 0-0 as Redlands pick up the ball. Back the other direction into the hands of Amadi. Amadi trying to do something in the paint, kicks it outside to Curry.
We're on pace for a 0-0 game, Dave.
Curry off glass, no good, and keeps the pace alive as Farrington pulls down the rebound.
I thought Farrington played super well yesterday. I like him a lot.
Up ahead, and we still don't have a score as Hudson misses the layup, and the rebound collected by the Bulldogs.
If you're just tuning in, you've missed nothing.
Ferguson off glass. He doesn't get it to fall. Tippin doesn't go. Finally, we have some points from Kevin Moore. Call the game off. It's over. The winner is Redlands 2-0.
Kendrick Curry, the big scorer the other night, and gets the first bucket for Redlands here on the course of the evening.
17-10 to go. It took 3 minutes almost for anybody to score. Parker's got the ball. Double team quickly showing there. They had Amari Ferguson flash. Parker puts up the baby hook, and he sinks it. We're tied at 2 apiece. Under 17 minutes to play. As Parker's on the scoreboard for the first time. Redlands got 3 subs ready to come in. In the meantime, Boston gets all the way into the paint and then forgot the ball.
Well, also,
kick out 3 on the way, no good.
It really felt like, maybe I missaw this, Parker just literally picked him up for a second and dropped him as he was making that baseline drive.
And that's going to be a traveling violation on Hudson as he drives in, and we'll get our subs.
You have replay running?
I do, and I just didn't hit the button.
No, that's fine. You don't have to for that, but
I do have it running.
Figured I should inquire.
Redlands brings in 4 subs. Donovan Ware, the freshman out of Palmdale, California, wearing number 14's into the game. Also in the game, number 13, David Gates, the freshman out of Carson, California.
Ware had a good game here the other night.
Also in the game, number 23, Thomas Hastings, a guard out of Chandler, Arizona.
Of course, as you imagine at this pace of game, Redlands goes deep.
And the 3's good as Lucas Gordon's checked into the game, number 10, junior out of San Marcos, California.
Donovan Ware there goes deep.
Where?
There, deep.
Where? Farrington collects the ball at midcourt. Purple Raiders did bring a sub in as well as Farrington lays it home. Chase Hasenheiser, the Uniontown freshman, into the game. Delayed shot, and it falls for Curry. So after a delayed bit of scoring, both teams starting to roll here. Bulldogs with a 7-4 lead. Quickly up ahead, corralled by Talbert. Up ahead to Parker. He's got 4, and he's now 3 away from the Barkley line, we'll call it, since Barkley got to 2,000 yards rushing today. Not that I'm an Eagles fan.
I see. It was like the Charles Barkley line?
No.
The Reginald Barkley line?
Kendrick Curry hits the shot from the second millennium line. Let's call it. Does that work? No, maybe not.
P2K, points 2,000.
15 minutes left. Mount Union trails by 3. Believe it or not, the scoreboard keeps changing. It is 9-6. Our automated system hates us as Talbot converts, and it's now a 1-point game. 9-8, 14:45 to play, opening half.
Well, it hates you anyway, that's
Ball
for sure.
tipped out, unsure where it's going. It's gone back to those wearing purple. As into the game for the Purple Raiders, because number 2, Kevin Moore, had a good game the other night, junior out of Youngstown. And into the game for the Bulldogs returns Jace Boston. Well, teams playing well. Mount Union 4 of their last 4. Redlands 3 of their last 3. Talbert kicks far side. They'll get it to the wing. Now up top. 3 on the way. No good for Steele. And Redlands gets the rebound. They come up with a head of steam. Off glass, no good. As Gordon will go to the line to earn the points the hard way.
Gordon played particularly well off the bench for Redlands the other day. He's a guy who averages double figures in scoring. He's the team's leading rebounder, and he comes off the bench to do that. Also the team's leading shot blocker at about 1.5 a game.
So 2 shots for the aforementioned Gordon. San Marcos, California, 6'8" junior. Hits the first, double figures for Redlands. University of Redlands, arguably about halfway between LA and Palm Springs.
Oh, I was going to say between LA and here, maybe depending on the traffic.
No, that could be true. Full court press here from Redlands. And then throwing it away. Talbert, instead of leading his receiver, Kasenizer, he threw behind him. As into the game for the Purple Raiders is Jonah McCartney. He's a football coach I know who could help him with that. He hangs around campus a bit. Of course, thinking of Mount Union, I can't help.
Are you talking about Larry Karras?
Yep, thinking about Larry Karras.
Well, of course, the legendary Larry Karras, the College Football Hall of Famer Larry Karras, and the guy who won 12 of the 13 or 11 of the 13 Division III football national championships that the Purple Raiders have won.
Parker is out of the game for anybody scoring at home. If you believe, keep track of those kinds of things, sure.
Yep.
I'm being snarky. 14:05 remaining, and that's going to be a travel. No, it's going to be a blocking foul as Curry was driving in. Uline can't believe the call. Team's third foul, second on someone. I missed who they called that on. 11-8 the score with 14:03 left. Redlands gets a new shot. Oh, interesting. They were taking so much time. The official finally had enough, put the ball on the baseline and said, come get it. I'm starting my 5. In the meantime, Davon Gates hits the shot. And then Mount Union throws it away again. That's 2 straight incomplete passes.
But it got past the line, so it's not intentional grounding.
No, it's not intentional grounding.
But it is
the
loss
ball,
of down.
Yeah, loss of possession, ball still at the baseline. That was an inbounds play that went awry. And again, Redlands taking their time. The official having enough of it, puts it on the line again.
You would think that they'd be willing to play at pace.
13:45 left, and a little pushing foul is going to get called on Steele, as the Purple Raiders have been stuck on defense for a while.
So yesterday, when Mount Union came out here, of course, Parker started the game, got a few points early, and then went out and sat and sat and sat and sat and sat and sat.
I think he had 2 fouls. He at least had 1.
He sat for a long time.
I can't remember if he picked up the second in the first half or not.
I didn't. That wasn't my recollection.
Yeah, that wasn't my recollection either, but he picked up a foul somewhere I missed. As that free throw just goes through. 14-8, Bulldogs the lead.
That hung on the rim for an uncomfortably long amount of time.
Yes, it most certainly did. And after watching New Paltz earlier, I was getting used to seeing shots just roll off the rim. Foul's going to be called on Gates here. That's the Redlands' second foul, as Mount Union's into the offensive end for the first time in a bit.
So Mike Uline, head coach, 250 wins against 108 losses for Mount Union. He's tied with Lee Hood for first place in the Mount Union record book in terms of career coaching wins in men's basketball. He's done it in way fewer games.
Speaking of Mount Union and record books, there's a nice drive there. Jonah McCartney with the layup. Can't sit and watch Mount Union without thinking of my friend Lenny, right?
Yeah.
Our friend.
Yep. Of course, SID at the institution for many years before passing away from cancer back in 2022.
Can't believe it's been 2 years.
I know.
Mass subs for Redlands coming in. Lenny actually was leaving Mount Union. He announced it on Hoopsville because he used to be one of my contributors, and then suddenly mysteriously showed back up. The aforementioned Larry Karras wasn't going to have none of that.
The job he had lined up was going to be much better for his
I agree.
hours worked, though.
I agree, but it worked out in the end for him.
He did eventually leave shortly before
Yep.
he passed away, but will always be associated with the institution and thought of fondly not only by us but by
Everybody.
SIDs at all levels across the country.
Redlands, in the meantime, has gained some momentum here. And that does not go Mount Union's way.
Yeah, Mount Union didn't shoot well yesterday either.
No, they didn't.
Checking in for the Bulldogs, number 22, Jake Olivier.
That was part of the reason Ramapo came back in that game. Foul count, by the way, Purple Raiders have committed 5 fouls. It's hidden behind the timeouts there that take up much of the screen. All the Purple Raiders with 5 and the Bulldogs with 2. Bulldogs with the lead, 17-10.
Turnover, travel.
Turnover on the travel, thank you. I got a weird advertising thing that got away my stats.
To put a finer point on Mount's struggles from yesterday, 19 of 49 from the floor. That's basically 19 of 50, which would be 38%. 8 of 25 from beyond the arc, and of course, the 18 of 34 from the line, which is the kind of bottom line, easy to focus on number.
Farrington off the Hail Mary pass, converts the layup, draws the foul, chance of the three-point play.
Now, that being said, so they missed 30 shots, right? Farrington rebounded 12 of them himself, 12 defensive rebounds and 6 offensive rebounds for a total of 18. Big day for him in the rebounding category. That's actually the most in D3Hoops.com Classic history.
Farrington puts up the free throw and misses it.
Farrington
had a strange second half. He went 0 for 5 at one point on free throws, a guy who hadn't missed more than 3 in a game.
I was just going to say, in the hustle and the craziness of how that game ended, we neglected to
Yep.
update the record book.
Kendrick Curry hits that shot, and this frenetic pace has picked up, and Mount Union's not loving the harassment from the Bridgeland-led Redlands team. Up ahead, though, extra pass, Farrington off glass and in. Farrington scored 4 straight, keeps the deficit 5, 19-14, Redlands the lead.
I think one of your tongue twister warm-ups should be Bridgeland-led Redlands.
There you go.
Bridgeland-led Redlands. Redlands, yellow Redlands.
The defense we are so accustomed to have seen at Whitman for so long is now at Redlands. Eric Bridgeland, of course, making his return to the D3Hoops.com Classic. Redlands as well, but neither occasion prior were they together. There's a foul called on the drive for Farrington. We'll go back to the line and see if he can start hitting some free throws. He does not like this end of the floor in terms of free throws, for whatever reason it is.
It certainly didn't yesterday.
No. Part of that struggle in the second half for Mount Union. He wasn't the only one. Hits that one. He hit a couple nice ones late in the half, but at that point, the psychological damage had already been in place.
I mean, this end seems way more like Timken than the other side. It's pretty dark in there, first off.
19-15.
Backdrop is, just right behind that basket on both sides. Back at home.
11:15 to play here, opening half. Redlands the ball in the lead by 4. Kick out. Pump fake on the 3. Now step in drive by Amati. He'll kick out, and instead they're going to call travel. And I'll go back to Mount Union. Redlands is 6 of their last 7 despite the turnovers. Mount Union 7 of their last 9. Both teams are playing well. Going to go for the Hail Mary again to Farrington. He collides with one of the Redlands defenders. Oh, and came down really hard. Bridgeland already on the floor. They're going to count the basket because the whistle hadn't sounded. But Bridgeland was already attending to his player, as that hurt just to look at.
And here I've asked Dave to look at it again. But I ask because it's not, it does not look, it's in no way intentional,
no.
Obviously. It's super incidental and, of course, unfortunate.
You're going to see it from the beginning of the Hail Mary downfield. There the two guys collide going for the ball. Somehow it stays in bounds here.
Actually, I'm not sure that's true, by the way.
It just bounced. You see Bridgeland immediately come out. Farrington even, too. Both stop play in the meantime.
So his head,
McCartney lays it home.
His head bounced, and then he grabbed his head. And then this would be a time to not continue to focus on this. But, of course, we don't have a lot of options over the camera here. 19-17 our score with 11 minutes to go here in the first half.
They're taking a little bit of time to make sure he is okay. The player down is Boston. The good news is he's moving all right.
Yep. Right,
But
moving his
he's
lower extremities
clearly
and all
in
that.
discomfort. Athletic training staff on site. They're going to be bringing Lucas Gordon into the game. We don't see, by the way, an EMT has arrived on scene as well. The good news is he's going to get to his feet.
Whew. Man, that just happened so fast.
You don't see coaches come out on the floor in the middle of play
Yeah.
all that often. They
No.
get that you got to wait usually for the officials to blow the play dead.
Yeah.
But I just happened to be staring right at Eric, and he lost all track of where the game was and came right out. So the good news is Boston is to his feet and to the sideline, but I have a feeling the chance of us seeing him back are slim. I hear somebody chirping from behind us thinking there should be a foul. There isn't. It's two guys going for a loose ball, and it's just horrible timing, horrible happenstance that the two collided. Even if you were to look at that at a review, you're not going to get anything out of it. The point will count because the play didn't come to a close.
Yep.
Redlands will have the ball. There's nothing about that was misdone.
Correct. And I would say this, too, about Bridgeland coming out on the floor. I mean,
No.
frankly, you come out to make sure that nobody steps on your guy, if nothing else,
Even
right?
Farrington stopped.
Yeah.
The only one who didn't realize what was going on was McCartney, who laid it home.
Or at least had the wherewithal to finish the play and get to the whistle, right?
Right.
I'm trying to spin that as a altruistic move of scoring a basket.
Yep. Missed layup for Redlands in the meantime. Quieter crowd, obviously. Quieter atmosphere since that play. In the meantime, three-pointer from the corner. Rims out for Taylor. And Redlands will come back up. Gordon, who's checked into the game, feeds it into the corner. Jumper from 15. Goes around the world a few times before finally falling for Amati, as Redlands has the 21-17 lead here as we've played a quarter of this game.
Nice feed from Gordon there.
We'll hope Boston is okay, though. I am not going to expect him back in this game. Farrington's going to finish off with an easy slam off a feed from Hasenheiser.
And they're asking him questions. The trainer's asking him questions.
Oh, yeah.
And they're giving him the kind of vision test. Can you follow my finger and that sort of thing with your eyes? And I'm not a doctor, and I'm saying that out loud, obviously, for real reasons. But it seems like he's at least passing those basic cognitive tests, right?
Tip in no good off the running miss from Howek. Actually, don't absolutely know.
Holiviak.
Holiviak. That actually makes a lot more sense. Oh, nice move by Farrington, but he just can't lay it home. Nice fake he gave, but he just couldn't get it to fall. In the meantime, quick up court and easy lay-in for Curry, who's got 10. First one in double figures. 9:08 remaining in the first half. 23-19. Bulldogs on Raiders. Off glass, does not fall for Hasenheiser. And the Bulldogs will come back the other direction. Three-pointer up, and that is good for Amati. And you wonder, yep, there it is. Uline has seen enough. He's got to call a timeout. He wants to talk things over with his team. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take it as well. You're watching the D3Hoops.com Classic from Las Vegas.
More schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
This moment, it's a choice. To find out what you're made of. To own what's in front of you, no matter what that might be. We showed up, we're here. This moment belongs to us right now.
Welcome back. Redlands 26, Mount Union 19. I'm Dave McHugh, Pat Coleman alongside. Both teams have taken 19 shots. Mount Union's made 9. Redlands has made 10, but the difference, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc for Redlands, 0 for 3 for Mount Union. Redlands is also 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Mount Union is 1 for 5, continuing their woes from last night where they had the lead and the win in their hand against Ramapo and lost it in the closing minutes and seconds. As we're back underway, Purple Raiders are in the purple. Redlands in the white. And full court press from Redlands continues. Getting across the timeline is Hudson, but he's caught here in front of our broadcast position. Forces it to steal, but Gates tries to get greedy from behind. You're not going to get to the ball from that position, and Gates eventually agrees with the official on that. That's his second foul. Team's 5th foul. I lost track of fouls in the meantime. Both teams at 5. So they'll inbound the ball on the far side, even though foul took place on the near side, but who cares? Farrington will inbound, and he'll get it in to Hudson, a Columbus, Ohio native. 8.5 to play. Boston's moved his way up, and training staff's actually deep. He's got a cut in his head. Training staff's attending to. In the meantime, Purple Raiders turn it over. And Redlands comes back the other direction. Into the game for the Purple Raiders is Thomas Hastings, a Chandler, Arizona native. Into the corner, three-pointer, no good. Parker's returning the game for Mount Union as well as he pulls down the rebound. Up ahead, Steele gets his shot returned to him by Hastings. Three-pointer for the Bulldogs, good as Hastings follows up his three-pointer, or his block with a three-pointer. And then Hastings takes it away on the long bomb downfield to Talbert, as Redlands is definitely playing better basketball right now than Mount Union.
Did you have Dave makes more football references than Pat on your bingo card tonight? Because you're getting it.
Well, Mount Union's playing like a football team on offense right now, but they're throwing it away, unlike their team.
Yeah, they're playing West Coast offense.
I'm gonna take a shot across the bow. Redlands' secondary defense is a little bit better than Mount Union's.
That's his first. The team's 6th.
Yeah, I'll let you simmer on that one.
Well, I mean, Redlands secondary hasn't played in 6 weeks, Dave.
It's true. As the free throw is good for Gates, he'll get one more. Into the game for the Raiders comes Kasenheiser.
8-0 run
McCartney.
here for Redlands. Now 9.
Yeah, strong run. Scoring drought for Mount Union is coming in on 2.5 minutes. Second free throw is good.
Checking in for the Bulldogs, number 11, Omari Ferguson.
As Ferguson checks in for Redlands. So if you're just tuning in, Jace Boston has moved his way up the bench, though he exited the game after landing and bouncing his head off the ground. He apparently had a little bit of a cut that they're dealing with. 7.5 minutes to play. Feed inside to Parker, turn around, count it! And he'll go to the line for a three-point play.
That is 6 on the day.
Next point ties him at 2,000. This for 2,000.
Yep.
Missed it because we were anticipating it. He sits at 1,999 points in his rather illustrious Mount Union career. Long two is good for Donovan Ware. His foot well inside the line. That Redlands defense is giving Mount Union fits. Finally across the timeline is McCartney, but not safe. He finds Farrington, well found. Farrington will not get that to fall. He wanted a foul, but he initiated the contact.
Yes, he leaned in.
Long three is left short by Ware. They don't get extra points for distance.
I mean, not in this league.
33-21, 6:37 to play. Shot clock to 5. Amati over Farrington, does not fall. Parker pulls down another board. Quickly up ahead, Talbot up ahead, Kasenheiser and he'll be fouled by Amati, as both teams at this point are into the bonus. But it doesn't matter. It was a shooting foul, so Kasenheiser will go to the line. He was 4 of 6 coming into this event. Here to tip into the 12-point deficit Mount Union finds themselves in. And it's good. One. Has one more coming. Into the game comes Jake Oliviak.
Oliviak, you got it.
The Valencia, California native. We have not seen Boston return. I wouldn't be surprised if they at least wait till halftime. Misses the second. Mount Union's free throw shooting woes continue. Up ahead, acrobatic does not count, but Talbert will pick up the foul on the Ferguson drive. The Chicago, Illinois native tried to look a little like Michael Jordan there.
These guys know who Michael Jordan is, right?
Oh, absolutely. Ferguson will go to the line to shoot. He's an 80% free throw shooter. The transfer LA Trade Technical College. Well, try and earn the 2 points this way instead. It is good. One more to come, 34-22. Despite what our system is trying, just ignore the flashing graphics. Our camera system is fighting the scoreboard. Genius, if you want to connect with us and do a relationship about the scoreboard system, I'd be all ears. Good pass inbound to Ferguson. Ferguson goes back.
Good no-look pass, too.
Yeah, no, he definitely had the defense looking the other way, whereas Kasenheiser was looking the wrong way and missed his throw to McCartney. A lot of missed throws. Coach Viewline trying to get his guys to focus. This ball's going all the way 94 feet down court for Redlands.
Seventh turnover for Mount Union.
And it's not like slight turnovers. It is just bad tosses, most of them. It's not like, oh, good defense, it's just.
Right. There's a lot of unforced errors.
Yeah. Or semi-forced. I guess the defense is certainly pushing them. 6 minutes, 13-point lead here in the first half for the Bulldogs. Shot just missed. Parker couldn't collect the rebound, so Ware thought about the three, passes it off to a teammate instead who buries the three. Oliviak hits the three-pointer, and it's 38-22, biggest lead of the game for Redlands. Quickly up ahead, Parker, layup, cannot convert. Ferguson cleans it up, lays it home.
Farrington, great basket, great cleanup right there.
Ooh, Ferguson got his pocket nearly picked, couldn't get the shot to fall. A travel violation ultimately called on him, and the Purple Raiders will get it back. Only highlight in the first half might be if Parker hits 2K. They have been struggling so far. They're 46%, 11 of 24 from the floor. Redlands is 48% at 13 of 27. Mount Union's 0 for 3, while Redlands is 5 of 10 from beyond the arc. But it's 2 of 8 from the free throw line for Mount Union, 7 of 8 for Redlands, and turnovers, Mount Union 7, which has turned into 11 points for Redlands. The kick violation will reset the 10-second count in the backcourt.
But the shot clock should be 27.
Should not have been. They'll reset that back to 27.
Yep. 17?
Nope, that's not right. It should be 27. He's saying they've got till 17 on, and it was misinterpreted.
Yeah.
And they'll fix it
Which is not something that the shot clock operator or scoreboard operator needs to know, that part.
No, he was telling his colleagues, of course, and the teams. Look at this. I mean, you don't see full court presses all that often. Have almost all 5 guys in the front court. There it was. Parker for 2,000. No. Missed that again.
He's going to make you work for it, Dave.
He is, and Redlands is making him work for it.
That's true. But, back on the other end, playing defense, stepping into the passing lane to knock that ball out.
Also checking in number 14, Jared Taylor.
Taylor into the game for the Purple Raiders. Keep Parker out there, 5:09 left. Not sure if they're aware of how close he is or not, if anybody's tabulating that, blah, blah, whatever I'm trying to say. Three-pointer from the wing, no good. Rebound collected. Up ahead, count it. Going to the line, Oliviak.
Fouls on number 10, Jamar Talbot Jr. That's his second, the team's 8.
Talbot Jr. picks up his second foul.
One shot.
We'll go one shot here for Oliviak for a three-point play.
This game is getting out of hand here right now for Mount Union.
41-24, your score. And again, Mount Union throws it away. You can see the frustration from Parker. Coach Viewline has seen enough frustration as well. Calls another timeout. Redlands in control, 41-24. We'll take a break and see what we find out after the timeout as Mike Viewline's looking for answers.
More schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not going to start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.
Welcome back. Redlands the lead, 41-24 to show how well it's playing. We were mentioning how a cool moment for Hastings earlier. Remember this sequence? Earlier down on defense, gets the block in transition. They lose track of Hastings. He's on the far side. Teammates see him, buries the three-pointer. That's how things have been going for Redlands. That's how they're out to this 41-24 lead on Mount Union, who's now had to call 2 timeouts to talk it over. The 4:46 left. I'm Dave McHugh. Pat Coleman alongside. Gordon Mann got some lunch, showing off with a salad.
Big guy eating healthy in Vegas.
Nibbling on a pizza.
22-12 rebounding edge for Redlands, and Redlands 5 of 11 from downtown.
Hastings shot blocked by Hudson. Parker pulls the rebound. Here comes Mount Union back the other direction. Steele out there around the Parker screen. Steele gets himself into the paint, sees Parker on the outside. Parker from NBA! Can't hit it from the back iron, and Hastings pulls down the rebound. Redlands goes to work.
He heard you, Dave.
Who did?
Actually, almost everybody did. It got strangely quiet when that shot went up.
4 minutes left. Three-pointer, nothing but net for Nathan Matera, who's into the game. The freshman from Fontana, California, drills that three, and it's now a 20-point lead for Redlands on Mount Union.
And everybody's hitting right now for Redlands.
And in the backcourt in trouble, finally getting it across. Steele's now in trouble at midcourt, flings it to the far side, and it's out of bounds. Redlands' defense is suffocating the Purple Raiders.
Yeah, they're just doing an amazing job, right? Forcing Mount Union to take ill-advised long passes with nobody there to receive them, passes that are over the head of even the tallest players on the floor.
44, apologies. Didn't update, I forgot I took it off the scoreboard there. 44-24. Redlands the lead on Mount Union here with 3:29 remaining in the half. Mount Union the last 2 halves have not been great. Back iron no good for Gordon. And the rebound collected by Hudson. Almost walked into a double team there. Finds his way out of it, but he's going to drive in, off glass and in. He had Parker there to his side, didn't use him. Parker sitting at 1,999 points with 3 minutes remaining here. Redlands the ball, leading by 18. Hastings on the drive, gets met by Talbot, but the ball was already out of his hands by that point and out of bounds. Into the game comes Ferguson for the Bulldogs. Talbert out, by the way, as Kasenheiser is back into the game for Mount Union. Hastings leaves for Redlands. .250 to play here in the first half. Redlands still with that aggressive full court press that nearly got a steal there. Steele brings it across the timeline instead. Near side to Hudson. Parker's trying to line up, but he's got defense lurking behind him that makes that a non-option. Kasenheiser cannot get it to Taylor. Stolen away, up court, and Amati finishes it off. It's 46-26. In trouble in the backcourt. Another steal, another basket. Redlands is absolutely crushing Mount Union in the backcourt, and Feuline has to call another timeout. He wants an explanation from the official about something. Oh, wait, hold on. Inadvertent whistle. There was not a timeout. Mike Feuline saying, I didn't call that timeout. And so it's not a timeout. And for the record, Mount Union tried and take advantage of it. Feuline did not try to talk to his players. Just talking to the official like, I didn't call that. 48-26, Redlands the lead. 2:10 remaining here in the half.
Boy, it's just been a, you pull the stats from just like the last 8 minutes, it's been a whole load of not good for Mount Union.
Parker frustrated. Gets Steele to come back for the ball. Kasenheiser gets it across. Three-pointer on the way for Hudson. That rims out. Ferguson fighting for the rebound will draw the foul.
Farrington. Doing a great job there in the post. Ferguson's the Redlands guy.
Oh, I said Ferguson? Yeah, Farrington. You're right.
You've said it a few times.
Farrington.
That's right.
Goes
there you
the
go.
line to shoot free throws.
There you go.
Into the game for the Bulldogs comes Boston. So he's back into the game, and the first one to greet him is Farrington, who he collided with and hit his head.
Yeah.
Nice moment there from Farrington, who now shoots the free throw and misses. He is not enjoying his trip to the free throw line on this side of the court in 2 games now.
That stuff's got to be in his head by now, too, right?
Yes, absolutely. Three-pointer on the way. Missed, but Steele fouled Ferguson. I did mean Ferguson. So second foul called on Steele. 3 shots to come here for Ferguson. Redlands is 6 of 13 from beyond the arc. Mount Union's 0 for 5. Mount Union's 11 turnovers, Redlands 5. Redlands has turned those 11 turnovers into 15 points. Mount Union's turned those 5 turnovers into 4 points.
And remember, you know, this is the side of the gym that Redlands is on right now that's ostensibly the harder shot, the harder side to shoot on. With the deeper backdrop. Hasn't looked at
back in
so far here through 18 minutes.
1:48 to play here, opening half. Mount Union's going to have to figure out something to see if they can steamroll back into this game. They find themselves trailing nearly doubled up, 50-26. And they threw it away again.
Think
Steele's
about
pass
Redlands.
to Hudson, not
sorry.
Corral. Go ahead.
I was going to say, just think about Redlands' performance at the Great Lakes Invitational last year, so 2023's tournament. What a great performance they had there. They caught a bunch of people by surprise, right? Stylistically, this is the sort of thing you don't see every day, right? Sometimes some schools, some programs just don't match up well against it.
Yeah, steal there by Hudson. Back the other direction, forcing the issue. Triple team keeps that from getting anywhere near the rim. Yeah, because Skyak certainly handled Redlands well last year.
Right.
Three-pointer is good for Hliviak.
Right, but they see it. They run against it. Yeah.
It's interesting that the Skyak not daunted by it. And another turnover. Can't hold on to it as Farrington this time. Turnover number 13.
Yeah, and you know the difference too between
and most of them have been passes that just been off, completely off.
Right. So when Bridgeland ran this at Whitman, or when they ran it at Puget Sound for that matter, right?
Fair.
It was slightly more successful, especially at Whitman. He had great talent at Whitman that was really well suited for it.
Ooh, Parker the steal. Parker's going to break out. He's going to want to do this himself. He's going to get fouled instead by by Amari Ferguson. He will go to the line to shoot 2.
1 and 1.
Right, sorry, Redlands that's her 9th. Sorry, I looked at the wrong side of the scoreboard. So he'll go to the line to shoot the 1-on-1. He's 1 point away from 2,000. Makes the first to get the second, will get him 2,000. Rim's out. Mount Union shooting at this rim against Ramapo and against Redlands has not been enjoyable.
I guess the bright side, if you're a Mount Union fan, is you never have to shoot at this rim again.
This year.
This season, yeah. We hope you come back.
36 seconds left in the half. Into the corner. Step back 3 for Gordon. No good. Rebound pulled down by Boston. Nice to see him out there playing hard. Nice to see he didn't.
Man, he hits the deck again, but
yeah,
keeps his head off of the floor.
Yep. He will go to line to shoot the double bonus here. Second foul on Kasenheiser. I think there's a bunch of players now for Mount Union with 2. So Boston to the line to shoot 2. He's a 61% free throw shooter coming in to the event and misses the first. Back into the game comes Hastings on Broadway. Couldn't resist.
I don't get the reference. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I don't have the crickets button to play.
It's not crickets.
It is if you don't get it.
29 seconds left. And the second good. I should keep the scoreboard up to date, and I apologize, folks. I got so used to the automated system I disconnected for a while. 54-26. Farrington kicks it out. Steele has the ball. 16 on the shot, and the game clock, shot clock is off. Parker's still out there. Steele to the free throw line, puts up the shot, no good. Parker tries to tip it in, no good. He hits the deck. Here come the Bulldogs with 2 seconds left. Hesitation from Ware. Three-pointer is good. Ware drills the three-pointer to close the half. And everything working out Redlands' way, including that one. See it from the moment Mount Union tried to score. There you see the near tip in from Parker. Here's the outlet pass. Up ahead. Hesitation from Ware from beyond NBA range. Nothing but net. And we hit the half here at South Point Arena with Bulldogs all over the Raiders. 57-26. That is not a typo. We'll take a break, come back, try and dissect what we have seen here in the first half and figure out what Mount Union might be able to do to come back in the second. You're watching the D3Hoops.com Classic from Las Vegas.
More schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
This moment, it's a choice. To find out what you're made of. To own what's in front of you, no matter what that might be. We showed up, we're here. This moment belongs to us right now.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not going to start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.
Passion's love. Passion is love for what you do, So I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to be more passionate. I think it pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had, and you can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that.
It's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
Our obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn that in giving, we receive so much more in return. Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
Football has taught me a lot throughout my life. It's definitely had a huge imprint on who I am as a person. Competing at a Division III level created that opportunity for me to go to college. Not only was I the first one in my family to graduate college, but I was really the first one to even go. Being the first one, I'm breaking that cycle, and now that I've graduated, I'm not sure what's the next step, but I know I have a lot of doors open. And a lot of those are open because I played football and ran track here at Otterbein.
It's not about yourself, it's about your team.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
I chose Cedar Crest because it's nationally ranked for its forensic science program. And then I also chose Cedar Crest because I could come here and play sports. I could be a basketball player and then I could be a student athlete, and my teachers would understand that.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual. The end result in my mind is you just become a very well-rounded person.
I know sports is important, but having the academic part along with it is a big plus.
There's more to them than being a student athlete. They're a club president, they're a student in the classroom, so it's a well-rounded experience.
Division III school was the best opportunity for me to have both the highest academic challenges and some of the very highest athletic challenges too.
So that's why D3 athletics is so great. It gives you the opportunity to get involved in so many different things and be able to still do all those things.
D3 school, there's a lot of time for other opportunities. During soccer season, the coaches, they expect a lot of you during soccer, but after soccer, that's your own personal time. It's your time to go explore different things and really find out who you are and other opportunities that you can pursue.
Division III in athletics, affords students the opportunity not only to participate in intercollegiate athletics at a competitive level, but also gives them the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport and outside of the academics on the campus.
I wanted to be really balanced. I wanted to be focused on academics and athletics and be able to do other things that I wanted to do. And I knew Division III would be able to not only let me do that, but support me in that.
You have more time for your extracurricular activities outside of school, whether it's not academics, spending time with your family, your friends, and those are things that are important to me in a college experience.
Being a Division III athlete and developing my leadership skills has definitely put my name out there and helped me get more recognition on campus, but more recognition nationwide. I did win the Jostens Trophy, which is based on leadership, academics, and then how well you do on the court.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
Division III schools offer academic scholarships instead of athletic scholarships. This really puts the focus that the student athlete needs to maintain that GPA.
I got the presidential scholarship from Case Western, which was huge for me.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school, and I carried that for my first 2 or 3 years.
I did receive academic scholarships my freshman year, and then every single year I get a little bit more because of my academics. Just being involved on campus, being an athlete, and then being a leader in so many different clubs. All those things combined kind of get me recognized.
Don't pass up a Division III school if you have the opportunity. Division III offers many experiences.
I would definitely choose Division III school because you can develop your leadership skills. I mean, basketball and academics are so important here, but you can also develop who you are as a person.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
I had numerous family members who've been taken away from heart disease and stroke. That drove me to pursue knowledge about health and well-being. Playing college football gave me an opportunity to get myself into college.
Goes to Parks. He's in the end zone.
That's when I decided that I want to go into personal trainer. I felt I would have a great opportunity to share my knowledge about well-being within Detroit. I hope to reach as many people as I can.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
An obligation not merely to work towards a personal best in the classroom or in the sport we love, but rather an obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. For Special Olympics athletes, victory belongs not only to those who first cross the line, but to all of those who compete and endure.
They are challenged in ways we cannot imagine. They are survivors who test themselves harder and with greater joy than we will ever know.
Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn, as we all do, that in giving we receive so much more in return.
Sport ennobles us. And in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
A good citizen is someone who wants to make a positive impact, both in their communities and in the world around them. The Division III approach is absolutely the best approach out there for amateur sport because it wants student athletes to explore all parts of who they are. Be successful in the classroom, be successful in competition, be successful in the community. So our student athletes learn what it means to strive for and attain success, but doing it the right way and being good citizens.
I injured my shoulder when I was practicing platform diving. It was a blessing in disguise. When I went to physical therapy, I realized this is something I want to do. That's when I changed my major to physical therapy. I want to inspire people to do whatever they love doing. I'm fortunate to have Cliff as my coach. He made me believe that I can get back into diving after my injury to prove that nothing can stop me from chasing my dreams.
This moment, it's a choice. To find out what you're made of. To own what's in front of you, no matter what that might be. We showed up, we're here. This moment belongs to us right now.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not gonna start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Back out here at the South Point Arena, there you see your halftime stats. They're pretty if you're scarlet or maroon. They're pretty poor if you're purple. 0 of 5 from downtown, 2 of 10 from the line. We've talked about their struggles. Redlands, 8 of 16 from the floor, 11 of 14 from the foul line, 28-16 rebounding edge. Right now, individuals for Redlands, Kendrick Curry with 10, and Jake Kaliviak with 9 on the opposite side. Farrington with 11, and then Parker with 6 for Mount Union. Turn it over to Dave McHugh.
Back underway, second half, as Redlands has the ball. They're on a 19-2 run to end the first half, and looking to add on to that if they can. Missed the three-pointer, and Purple Raiders will get the ball back.
And similar to what we saw earlier today, Redlands only in the locker room for about 3 or 4 minutes. Not much to say when you're up by 31. Come back out, try to keep your momentum alive.
Shot up, no good. Battle for the board. Doesn't go Purple Raiders' way. Back the other direction, Redlands the ball.
Purple Raiders haven't won too many of those battles of the boards today.
They have not. Kick out far side, pump fake, drive. Amadi puts up the floater, no good. Tip in effort from Boston, no good. Foul on the floor. Boston again playing despite bouncing his head off the floor earlier. He looks pretty good out there, so that's great to see.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Foul called on Mount Union. They're first. Ball inbounded. We're back underway a minute into this second half. Redlands in the white uniforms. Thought about taking the layup was Curry. Changed his mind, and then Parker annihilates him. Parker got it clean, but Parker also dove into him. I'm not sure what Hudson is trying to argue.
Yeah, clean contact up front, up top, of course, but dirty contact underneath, right?
Yeah, he got the ball clean, and then the rest of his body rolled through him. So Curry will take 2 shots here. 57-26 the lead.
Yeah, it's all hip and, yeah.
Makes the first. 58-26. Makes the second, makes it 59-26. Parker gets the ball. He's a 1 point away from 2,000 if you just tuned in. Up ahead to Farrington. Farrington gets his pocket picked by Boston. Curry brings it across the timeline. Gets into the paint, gets his pocket picked. Nicely by Talbot, just couldn't hold on to it. So it'll remain Redlands' possession. 18:32 on the game clock, 23 on the shot clock. Floater inbounds, goes to Curry, goes to work. Parker meets him at the elbow. Picks up his dribble and will flip it to Amadi. Top of the key, Boston. Spin on Farrington, spins back, up and under, cannot get it to fall. Rebound collected by Ferguson.
I mean, if you have any question about your head staying together, so many spin moves.
Bank shot three, good for Amadi. Yeah, exactly. 62-26. Parker ahead, gets his shot blocked by Boston again. Got it clean, but it's his under
carriage,
his left arm that committed the foul. 19-2 run is expanded quickly off the top of my head, I think, to 22-2. Parker for 2,000 again. There it is. Parker has his 2,000th. We'll have a moment here. He'll get one more free throw. The officials just stopping here to give a moment here to Parker.
Special announcement. With that free throw, Mount Union's Christian Parker has just reached the lofty milestone of 2,000 career points. On behalf of everyone here tonight at the D3Hoops.com Classic, we want to congratulate Christian on this momentous achievement. Congratulations, Christian.
Coach Feline coming out to congratulate his star player. Officials even congratulating Parker, who now has 2,000 points and has one more free throw to come.
Thanks, everybody. Good job, everybody here.
Our officials
getting
keeping track of
that recognized.
Kind of like that Feline went out there and let Parker know how much it meant to him, too. We'll get one more free throw to go over 2,000. And does. Clearly likes this side of the free throws much better. Sank those easy. 62-28. 2 minutes into this half. Back to work for Parker and the Mount Union defense. Kick out. Opportunity for Amadi. Being guarded by Hudson. He leaves it for Ferguson. Ferguson against Steele. Ferguson off glass, no good. Parker rips down the rebound. Up ahead to Hudson. Hudson being harassed in the backcourt. He's got some problems now if he can't figure this out. Picks up his dribble, gets his pocket picked by Amadi. Up ahead, slam dunk. As Boston emphatically finishes that turnover.
I think he's okay, Dave.
Yeah, I think he's good. Farrington to Parker, lays it in. 64-30 now, with 17 minutes to play. Three-pointer from distance is good from Amadi. Redlands just interesting names. Mount Union's not shooting poorly, but they've made 9 less shots. Correction, 8 less shots. They've also taken 13 less shots. Up ahead, that one falls for Hudson.
Right, it's the
turnovers.
It's the turnovers and the lack of rebounding. Redlands has had 10 offensive rebounds and, generates a lot of extra possessions that way.
Over, reaching for it, gets called for it. More, correction, Curry forcing the issue on Farrington. Farrington's going to pick up the foul. 3-point opportunity now. Farrington picks up just his first foul, team's third. 69-32, 16:22 remaining, and Curry goes to the line for the free throw opportunity. He's got 14. And hits that. Into the game comes Donovan Ware to spell Kendrick Curry. If you're just tuning in, that is not a typo.
Nope.
70-32, Redlands leads Mount Union.
If you're just tuning in, sometimes the scoreboard here is a typo.
Yep, nope.
But this is not one of those times.
In the corner, 3 left short.
Man.
By Moore. Quickly up ahead, reverse layup falls for Amadi. I mean,
what a beautiful transition, right?
Yeah.
The outlet pass is just a tap with the fist, basically.
And foul called on the drive by Kasenheiser. Hardly ever see Eric Bridgelands coaching with his hands in his pocket, and he's doing so right now. He'll call for Hastings to come back in. Kasenheiser will go back to the line to take 2 free throws here, the freshman out of Uniontown. Listen, if this game doesn't prepare Mount Union for the OAC, nothing else will.
Well, and
they can take a lot out of this.
I say, and stylistically, it might not, right? If you're not going to face that kind of pressure from anybody else in the OAC, but you will learn about
John Carroll, maybe.
Yeah, depth being an issue
Marietta.
At John Carroll right now.
Yes,
Marietta.
right. John Carroll dealing with a lot of issues there.
Yeah, right. Not just player health, but of course thinking about Coach Moran as well.
Hope he's well. I hope Coach Goodwin at Capital is okay. Reminded that Coach Goodwin battled up blood cancer back in 2015.
Yep.
Can't help but think that's back. Those don't go away. Kasenheiser is going to get called for the foul here. But, yeah, you hope Coach Moran is all right. Kasenheiser picks up the call. Team's 4th. Redlands do have 2 fouls. We'll update the scoreboard there. And there's a typo. They had B4. Now it's 3-4. 34 for Mount Union.
But it should be 34.
It's just another 3-pointer for Mount Union that's just randomly occurring.
Yeah.
Might have to look at, we'll readjust the camera again at the end of the game. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Hastings shot no good. Ball bounces around. Parker finally picks it up and gets it to Talbot. Mount Union quickly up ahead. Kasenheiser avoids the contact, puts up the shot, no good. Another rebound for Redlands, and a lot of tugging and pulling and holding and grabbing.
Tugging and pulling.
Between McCartney and Gates, and McCartney gets called for the foul, his first.
You know, Dave, it's never too soon to look at the record book, right? Most points scored.
It's always too late.
That's true. Well, we're only a day late on Farrington's rebound record, so there's that. Most points scored by a team.
That's giving player control.
In a G3Hoops.com Classic game is 100 by George Fox back in 2013. Within reach, obviously, with a little ways to go.
It's interesting. Redlands players were trying to argue against the call, and Bridgeland turned and told him to sit down. I think he knew that was pretty obvious. Up ahead, Parker, drive, glass, in. Parker is now at 2005 in his career. His Purple Raiders, though, are still being doubled up, 72-36. Hastings, put it on a show. Drills that one. How long till Redlands? I don't think Redlands pulls off the pressure for a little while, because this Mount Union team can come back quick.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And it's as much as 74-36 seems insurmountable, I don't think it is.
Well, and you get a chance. You want to run this with your second unit, right?
Absolutely.
These are the next guys up.
And he's going even further to his bench, though.
Nathaniel Johnson. Man,
yeah.
Johnson played the other night for the first time in a year and a half or 2 years.
Skipped ahead to Talbot.
Coming back from injury. Great to see him back out in a Redlands uniform.
Talbot skipped. That got I thought it got deflected. I guess it didn't.
No.
Another errant pass for the Redlands offense.
Looking for Kasenheiser.
Jared Taylor comes in.
If Kasenheiser was 6'8" instead of 6'1", got a shot at that. A shot. I just said a shot.
Yeah, maybe.
I said a shot.
That was up there.
You need
That's
some
why
ups.
I thought I deflected. That is turnover number 17 on the game. 13:35 remaining, and Parker or Talbert, it'll be Parker.
That's his third. The team 6.
That's a team 6, so next foul will be a bonus situation for Redlands. 74-36. Redlands the lead, the ball, the everything. Nathan Johnson gets the ball inbounds, hands it back off to Gates. Gates into the corner for the 3 from Matera, no good. Johnson collects a rebound and tries to go up against Parker, but dragged his pivot foot in the meantime. And Purple Raiders get it back, pressure remains. Moore, who had a really good game against Ramapo, had a quiet game here against Redlands. Helps bring the ball up the court. Parker now into the paint, gets a pass off, and it's good from Jarrett Taylor. 13 minutes to go, 74-38. Bulldogs, the lead on the Raiders. Into the corner, shot up and good from Donovan Ware, who hit that three-pointer at the buzzer to end the first half. That's his next three-point attempt, and he hits that one too. 77-38. McCartney with the ball, picks up his dribble, gets it to Taylor. Taylor will now drive, sees the door open and then door close, though the foul will be called on Johnson. That'll be Redlands' 4th foul in this half, and will send Taylor to the line for the free throws. Coming into the weekend, he was 0 for 1 on the season from the free throw line. No truth to the rumor that North Central is watching this game, scouting it for a week's time. Yep. Farrington will return. Parker will take a seat for Mount Union. Into the game for Redlands comes Amadi and Curry, along with Ferguson. Hastings will leave, so will Gates and Matera. Free throw good. 77-39. Unreal.
Indeed, David. I mean, it does seem to be real. It's happening in front of us, right?
15 on the shot clock, into the corner. Ferguson spin, doesn't go anywhere. And a foul's going to be called on McCartney. Hasenheiser can't believe it, but you can't get to the ball from where McCartney was positioned without making contact and creating a foul.
Cracking a few eggs.
So to the line on the 7th team foul for the Purple Raiders is Ferguson, 80% free throw shooter. Makes it 78-39. 12-13 to play in this half. Still 2 more men's games to come after this one.
Yes, what else we got? Tell me more.
Coming up, Ramapo and Whittier. Ramapo, of course, coming from behind to beat Mount Union as the layup is good from Kevin Moore. And then Edgewood will take on Wittenberg. Edgewood nearly came from behind to knock off Whittier last night.
Dave, there's always seems like there's a team at the Classic who doesn't start play until after half the field is left, and this year that's the Wittenberg men.
It is. Even their women have gotten underway. They started this morning as both teams came out. That pass too low for Farrington.
And out of the reach of Ryan Coleman.
3 schools here that brought both their programs. Redlands is one of them, Wittenberg another, and New Paltz the third.
Yeah.
Evan Lucas into the game, the freshman for Redlands, making his 4th appearance on the season. It is starting to become a bit of a trend, which I kind of love.
Yeah.
Schools are taking advantage of both teams coming out, using it for fundraising, alumni, program development, etc.
Got 2 teams to support each other, 2 sets of fans to support each other.
Is it Eau Claire who came out here and took over the
Seemed like it.
The bar at the end of the arena.
Yeah, they did.
Made a huge alumni events out of that.
Go figure, Wisconsin schools taking over the bar.
Well, true. Steal on that chance, coming the other direction, Mount Union. Jason Heiser hits that shot. 78-43 is Mount Union on a bit of a mini run here. It's going to take a large run. Change things up. That's going to be a double dribble. Nice little moment there for McCartney. Just gave Ferguson a dodge and caused Ferguson to lose track of where the ball was. Forced the turnover. And Ferguson will exit stage right, and Davon Gates will return to the game.
Now there's just Farrington on the floor. You're doing great with it.
Yeah, I figured it out now. McCartney to the lane and lays her home. 78-45. Officially 6-0 run. 4 for their last 4 are the Purple Raiders. Johnson into the paint, forgot the ball, but the blocking foul on Farrington. Near side officials ready to book down court, and whistle stopped him. He pirouetted back, took a deep breath. 78-45, 2 free throws for Johnson to come. Johnson's first game, as you mentioned, was the other night, this being his second. First time to the free throw line. Making it look easy. Union did not make it look easy at this charity stripe. The second half against Ramapo and in the first half here against Redlands. Johnson hits both. 80-45. Now our system's trying to make Mount Union get 445 points.
There you go. Yeah, Johnson
quickly up ahead, and that's another couple of points.
Johnson's playing here this weekend and playing for the first time since February of 2023. He missed all of last season with an injury, and there's a full timeout. We'll get you to the break, but Nathaniel Johnson, 22 months break. We're glad he's back.
This moment, it's a choice. To find out what you're made of. To own what's in front of you, no matter what that might be. We showed up, we're here. This moment belongs to us right now.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not going to start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.
Welcome back to Vegas, the D3Hoops.com Classic. It is Redlands 80, Mount Union 47. I'm Dave McHugh, Pat Coleman alongside. And I want to take a moment to thank Mount Union and Redlands, 2 of 4 programs and schools that have advertised during this year's D3Hoops.com Classic. Redlands throughout the event, Mount Union during their events. Appreciate the support they're giving us to provide these games to you free of charge for those of you who don't get to see these games necessarily free of charge during the regular season.
I can't imagine which school can't see their games free of charge, Dave. That seems strange.
Yeah. Final quarter of this game upon us. Redlands has cooled off a little bit. 80-49 now as Mount Union has hit 6 of their last 6 shots, and Redlands has gone 3 minutes without a made basket. Redlands has put up 23 points, and Farrington hits the shot on the other end. Misspoke. Now Mount Union is 6 of their last 6. Looking for 2 more, or 1 more. There it is. So Mount Union trails by 32.
Mount Union with a little pressure, a little trap here in the front court.
Foul called on Kasenheiser. Yep. Little sign of life still from the Purple Raiders, trying to fight this one out. 9.5 to play. Gates will go to the line for the free throws. 66% free throw shooter for the Carson, California freshman. Bridgeland came into Redlands a few years back and a move that surprised everyone, leaving Whitman, though, of course, California, not a surprise. He'd been recruiting out of California for a long time. He's from that area.
He was an assistant at Pepperdine in between Puget Sound and Whitman. By the way,
kind of blew up the Redlands program, to be honest.
Right, you got to have guys for this system. You got to have your guys, right?
Rubbed some people the wrong way, but took a few years. But he's got a program that's working as Farrington gets the friendly roll there. 83-52 now the score. Their system continues to fight.
I'd love to see someone do like a study of physics and momentum on the balls that hang on the rim like that and then stop and then fall in. It's like, I'd just love to see some, MIT, get on that. Caltech.
Caltech, there we go. Missed shot from Gates. Johnson pulls down the rebound.
Caltech more likely to have
long
viewers.
Three back iron, no good for Amati. And another rebound for Redlands. It quickly finished the Redlands thought. The one thing that Bridgeland and his unit, as Gates will foul Farrington, have not quite mastered just as of yet is the conference.
Yeah. Yep, well, the conference always knows you best, right? The conference sees you day in and day out. You play everybody twice, and you see everybody on film always, right? Makes it kind of difficult. You don't have secrets from anybody.
That conference has also gotten very good with Pomona Pitts or Claremont Mudd Scripps.
Yeah.
5 schools taking up 2 of the top teams in the conference. Whittier showed us the other night that they're a little bit better than maybe advertised. Caltech is no longer also ran. While they may not be a conference heavyweight, they are going to make you earn it. And we still haven't talked about Chapman, who's had good years.
And they're 9-2 right now.
And, right, 9-2, and others who are good in that conference. That Skyac has become a beast.
I say Chapman 9-2, all of those games against D3 schools also.
Yeah. Note to Whittier. Farrington.
Note to Whittier.
Shot.
Note to Occidental.
Yeah. Gates picks up his 4th foul, the team's 7th, which means bonus opportunity here for Farrington. Farrington is 2 of 5 from the free throw line. I believe he only made 1 in the first half. I don't know what it is, but Mount Union is clearly more comfortable on this end of the floor.
It's so strange, David. It's the antithesis of all sorts of things that we've seen over the 14 years here.
And we saw it last night, and we thought, maybe it was a quirk, and it continued first half this game. And, I mean, he makes them look easy, whereas second half last night and first half tonight, Farrington was not comfortable.
Sometimes some of that can be mental, right? Stuff doesn't go your way for like the first 5 minutes down at that end and then continues for the entire half, and then you come back and you start on that half today. Woof, that's a recipe for getting up in your own head.
Farrington the rebound on the miss, quickly up ahead, McCartney. Extra pass, Taylor.
Nice.
Extra pass to Farrington, he converts, he'll go back to the free throw line for a chance of the 3-point play, and
I can't stop raving about Elijah Farrington.
Mount Union's lurking. It's now 83-56.
They're lurking, 27 points back, yep.
But this was a 40-point game.
No, you're right. No doubt.
3-point play is converted again.
Lucas Gordon comes back into the game. That's another kind of second-string guy.
Another 6-0 run for Mount Union. They're 8 of their last 9, while Redlands is 0 for their last 4. Logan Dorsey, who's into the game out of Los Angeles, feeds it to Lucas, who misses, and Parker pulls down the board. 83-57, 7:35 to play.
Logan Dorsey not happy with himself, missing the bunny right there.
18 seconds, forcing the issue will not count. This is not the NBA. The foul will be on. Yeah, it is Humphrey, the other Los Angeles native, junior. And suddenly the team has fouled 9 times. So 1-on-1 situation here for Marcus Steele since it was on the floor. I know our screen says double bonus. I just clicked on it early. He'll get a second off the made free throw. Stunning how the free throw situation is played out. Hastings returns, the Arizona native. Second free throw good. I need to check. I know there's a way to do half.
Just stats for the half go to split box.
I thought it was there.
At the bottom, scroll. There you go. Is that what you're looking? Or you're just you need individual?
I wanted free throws.
Yeah. So 7 of 9.
There we go.
On the Redlands side, 11 of 12 for Mount Union on the half. Kind of crazy, right?
Ball out of bounds. Back to Mount Union. Yeah, 11 of 12 from the free throw line this half. They were 2 of 10 in the first half. And if you go to the Ramapo stat sheet, you're going to see the same thing in reverse because they're going the other direction. As Libiak returns to the game for Redlands.
Rebounds a lot more even, too. Redlands 28-16 in the first half, and Mount Union 12-10 here in the second half. Mount Union 11 of 16 from the floor here in this half, too.
Ran a lot of starters for Mount Union playing against the secondary unit for Redlands right now.
It is true.
So there's some starters out there for the Bulldogs, admittedly. Steele drives in and lays it off. 83-61, down to a 22-point game after a 40-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, you're
72-32.
If you're Mount Union, you didn't come here for a moral victory, right?
Not.
But if you need to take a positive away from this going back into OAC play, at least second half, things kind of got back under control at least a little bit.
29-11 since that 40-point lead. Steele with the ball. He's going up against Curry. Leaves it for Parker for 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Gordon. Not our Gordon. He's enjoyed his salad.
Smart guy, man.
Yep. Under 6 minutes to play.
If you had, we talk about the food we had to eat on your bingo card. Mark it off.
Well, I was trying to keep our audience interested, and I've lost my family. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Hastings leaves it for Gordon. Missed the shot. The ball was not controlled on the rebound, so allowed to go to the backcourt. Actually, I'm not sure that's right.
It was just tipped out. I mean, Mike Redlands didn't complain.
I think he was.
Well,
so the official turn and make a comment. Rebound pulled down by Taylor. Here come the Raiders. McCartney. Just not the same without Lennon. 83-61, 5:12 remaining.
Calls on the Bulldogs, number 10, Lucas Gordon. That's his third. The team's 10. At the line for the Purple Raiders, number 12, Jonah McCartney. 2.
No, I mean you need McCartney's kind of his jovial melodies, right? And you need Lennon's lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, what you get, and you don't, is you get Lennon by himself. You get "Oh, so this is Christmas," talking about war is over, and you get Paul McCartney saying, "Simply having a wonderful Christmas time."
Yeah.
Right? They needed each other.
They did.
I'm all down for that.
Lost the family, by the way, to Mike and Chris. They left Pat and Dave for Mike and Chris. Chirico and Collinsworth.
Oh, I gotcha.
Hurts. Timeout. On the floor, 83-62. It's a full break. We'll take it as well. Mount Union looking for some answers. Can they come back? We'll find out.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not going to start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.
This moment it's a choice. To find out what you're made of. To own what's in front of you, no matter what that might be. We showed up, we're here. This moment belongs to us right now.
Just for kids.
And we're back. 83-62. Pat Coleman singing along with the DJ. I'm Dave McHugh. We're not Chris Collinsworth and Mike Tirico, but maybe we're better. The game hasn't been, though Mount Union has cut this to a 21-point deficit. They are on a 12-0 run. It's part of a 15-1 run in the last 4.5 minutes. Redlands will hold on to the ball here. They are scoreless in the last 4:25. And now Redlands having to deal with Mount Union's full court pressure.
I think, too, if you're Bridgeland, I mean, the game is not in doubt, right? But you can take this, you could attribute it maybe to complacency. You could take this back and use this as your talking points in practice, right? And of course, Redlands has another game here.
Gates reverse, can't do it, and a flush from Gordon.
Gordon made the D3 dunks feed the other night.
Nothing against him. You won't make it for that, but it was a very nice follow-up. 4:50 to play here in the second half. Ramapo, who knocked off Mount Union last night in a come-from-behind fashion, waiting in the wings to take on Whittier. As that miss from Steele is pulled down by Gates. Ball across from Curry. Back to Gates. 4:25 to play. No urgency to get this game moving along so we can get back on schedule, apparently. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Gates started looking away before getting the ball in his hands. And it'll be an out-of-bounds play back to Mount Union, 85-62. Quickly up ahead, Parker, who eclipsed the 2,000-point mark today with the layup, and it's good.
Parker now with 14 today.
And it's 2007. Decent year.
What were you doing in 2007?
What was I doing in 2007?
I mean, basically
Debating.
this, just not in Las Vegas.
That's true. Debating whether I was going to say, hey, Ann, you want to make this permanent?
Is that how you proposed? That's terrible.
We had already proposed by 2007.
I assumed not.
I proposed spring of 07. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Forced up. Parker, great defense. Shot clock violation, and Redlands shooting woes continue. They're now 1 of 12, and Mount Union's on a 14-2 run. And again, trailed by 21 after trailing by 40.
I think it's the thing about Parker. Parker is a big guy. He's a tough draw defensively and offensively, and when he can D you up 35 feet away from the basket, because he can keep with you. You know, he's got the energy, he's got the speed, he's got the quickness. That makes him really difficult to match up with in a lot of cases.
I agree. And he had a heck of a championship game. Had the winning shot, we thought.
Right.
Until he got a turnaround put in his face for the championship win for Christopher Newport. Is that turnaround no good for Taylor? But Mount Union holds on to it. Parker with a little finesse three, leaves it short. 2:50 remaining. Redlands in cruise control here. Their 40-point lead has evaporated, but it's not gone, and they aren't in any mood to hurry the game up anymore. Gordon's got the ball, gets his pocket picked. Ball's thrown into the corner. Yes! Left for Gordon to slam home and flush this game away.
Count that one, right?
That's good. Of course, I know a famous coach who says a dunk is still only worth 2 points.
It's fine.
Pointer good in the other direction for McCartney. And it's a 20-point ball game. The lead has been cut in half. You know, moral victories are moral victories, but you got to be at least, as you said, Coach Fuline's got to be at least happy his team didn't quit down 40 and make it even worse. They at least fought back There are some significant players still out there for Redlands, including the one who just took that shot, and Gordon, who just put in the tip in. Gordon has exploded here for 8 points, 6 of them coming in the last 3 possessions. 15 for Curry. Amadi is on the bench with 17. Shot put up by Steele's no good, but it stays Purple Raider possession, and Parker loves the 3-point shot. Can't get it to fall, but the tip in works out nicely for Jarrett Taylor.
Taylor and Farrington almost looked like they were going to battle each other out for the honor of getting that tip in.
And we're going to get a sub here. Timeout, I should say, by Redlands just for subs. He's going to bring in the reserve units. We have seen Matera in the game. He returns. Also return the game is Humphrey. Checking out who else they brought because I've lost track. Number 21, we saw Lucas Evans out there before. And we saw Matera. 25, Logan Dorsey returns the game, and Gordon remains. Mount Union, I'm surprised. Just seen Deshaun Vaden for the first time today. He actually had a pretty good time as he gets beat off the dribble there by Dorsey. He had a pretty good game, I thought, against Ramapo. I thought we'd see more of him today, and we didn't.
Good point. Yeah, I thought Vaden looked really good, frankly. It was limited minutes, and you know what his limitations are. He's 6'11", and I'm going to guess 210, 220, right? Got to get some strength up, but he's not
Traveling
useless.
Violation. No.
Right? Sometimes 6'11" in D3, especially as a young guy, as a freshman or a sophomore, is like you can't really do anything.
Yeah.
And that's not the case with this guy.
No, I like his style.
Well, yes, very stylistic, but also he plays well.
Less than 40 to play in the game. Mount Union's going to pick up the victory. Completely different page. Farrington went to cut. Steele went to pass. It'll be a backcourt violation. Not finishing all that smoothly here. Mount Union actually shot 47% from the floor. They were just 1 for 12 from beyond the arc, though. They improved to 14 of 24 from the free throw line, which is a 12 of 14 in the second half.
Yeah.
Stunning difference.
It's crazy.
I got to hear from Coach Fuline what he thinks the difference was. Is there something in the shooting line that just threw him? And that ball thrown away from McCartney to Steele. And Redlands not interested in shooting here. They will tidy this one up without hitting 100 and win this one 91-69. I think there's going to be some top 25 voters who will have an interesting thought about this. In the meantime, there's a Redlands fan who's been chirping all game long. Now he's chirping at the Mount Union players, which is just not necessary. Leave it at home. Your team made a statement nicely. They get the win, 91-69 to end this one. And Redlands with an impressive win to take the victory. Pat, I don't think we expected that. That was a clinic.
I don't know how you could expect that, frankly. I don't think you ever come up with the possibility of the various ways this game could have gone, Dave, and come up with Redlands winning 91-69.
Certainly not having a 40-point lead in the last quarter of the game.
Just coasting.
Yeah, they coasted to a 91-69 win. I think anybody who's not voting for Redlands is going to have some serious thoughts. Bulldogs still have one more game to play tomorrow.
I was going to say, hold on,
We'll get to see what that make of that. And those who are voting for Mount Union will probably have, after they go 0 for 2 here, some questions. But a quick reminder. We know if teams have come out of here 0-2 have been darn good basketball teams.
That's true.
Even made the Final
is.
Four.
There frankly always is someone who comes out of here 0-2 and yet is a really amazing basketball team.
Ramapo actually went 0-2 and made the Final Four.
Can happen.
It has happened in the past. It could happen again. So Mount Union comes out, doesn't go the way they'd like it to. They lose to Ramapo at the last second last night, and Redlands made short work of them tonight. They'll go home and reassess, but they will be in the fight for the OAC. Redlands, in the meantime, has now gone 2-0 here in Vegas. They've got the chance to have the very rare 3-0 record when they take on Wittenberg tomorrow. In the meantime, two more games to come up. Coming up next, it's the Poets of Whittier will take on the Roadrunners of Ramapo. And an action will start in about just under 20 minutes. We're starting lineup, so it'll be about 20-25 minutes. If you're just tuning in for that game, we will get the stream started in approximately 10 or so minutes on that end. In the meantime, Redlands again the winner, 91-69 over Mount Union. For Gordon Mann, Ryan Coleman, and Pat Coleman, I'm Dave McHugh. Thanks for tuning in. Back with more basketball soon.
This moment, it's a choice. To find out what you're made of. To own what's in front of you, no matter what that might be. We showed up, we're here. This moment belongs to us right now.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not going to start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.